Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. Say, who's your favorite literary vampire?
The one from Sesame Street.
He doesn't count.
Oh, I can assure you, he does.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Outsmarted from QPlay. We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review. In Outsmarted from QPlay, 2 to 6 players can play a tabletop trivia game that incorporates an app from either Apple or Google that you can go ahead and attempt to show everybody else just who is the smartest. Now, the game board is a very simple kind of move-around board with different colors. Looks like something like Chutes and Ladders or what have you. But you go ahead and you place your characters on there. Now, you can place characters on there like Albert Einstein or Amelia Earhart or Shakespeare. You got these different cute colored characters, and I believe you can actually purchase more of these characters, and you can play the game with like up to 24 people. But you go ahead and you put them on the board in the starting space, and then on your turn you can go ahead and roll the die and move. Yes, it's roll and move. And then what place you land on, essentially the color is going to tell you what question you're going to have to answer. So you go ahead, you can correctly answer, and you score points, and you get to move again. You get to keep moving until you don't answer a correct question. And there's also little spaces on the board, little circles you're trying to get into to kind of answer the super question and gain more points. Now, the app itself comes with several different categories you can choose from, like movies, music, things like the royal family, all sorts of things are there in the app. But what you can do is through in-app purchases, you can actually buy more questions. And I think there's a few thousand questions you can buy per category. So you can go ahead, you can download those onto your app and then use them to integrate it into the game. So players going back and forth, they are answering questions, they're moving their pawns, they're going into these special places, getting super questions, and they're doing this all in the hope of achieving the greatest victory. And there's a few different ways you can play. There is a timer. You can go ahead and place a timer on there to say how long you want to play the game for, and at the end of that time, whoever has the most points proves they're the smartest person in your game group, and they win! Outsmarted. So Outsmarted is essentially a riff on Trivial Pursuit, right? It feels very much like you're playing a game of Trivial Pursuit, which I hadn't played in years. And, but of course you have app integration with it. So you're playing, it's almost kind of an app game that you can use with the board game and vice versa. So if you're looking for like a really fun trivia game, I actually think, in a way it's superior to something like Trivial Pursuit because you have a finite number of questions. Now here with the game, I guess there is finite where it's like several thousand, but then also too critically, you have the ability to purchase more questions, which means you could potentially keep playing this thing. And it really, I got to tell you, I played this with Kim recently, just the two of us, and it was one of those things where we're thinking, oh, we'll see what it does. But it really is fun. It's fun answering these questions. For as simple as the board is, and as simple as the game is, it is really fun. We had a great time with it. Now, if you like trivia games, I think you'll get a kick out of it. Now, my only real criticism here is the game board itself, the physical game, does not come with a rule book saying exactly how you play the game. It doesn't hit kind of the major things of where you set up and how you do this and how you do that. It's just supposed to expect it. Okay, here you go. Now, if you go on the app, you can find it, but you got to hunt for it. It's not intuitive where the actual rules are located. So I was a little bummed about that. But there's not a lot to it. It's not like it's a rules-heavy game or anything like that, but it's just kind of nice to know the basics, right? And I really wish they'd actually printed that in the game or made it front page on the app. That said, it's a fun game. If you're looking for a light, fun trivia experience, I think you'll enjoy Outsmarted. Especially if you do like app integration in games, you'll get a kick out of it. A recommendation for the discriminating gamer for Outsmarted is buy it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We'd ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. I'd also ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to please check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson PhD, where we talk about military history and books on history, fun things like that. I'm currently uploading my World War II lectures there. It would mean a lot if you would subscribe to that. Also, please give us a thumb to this video on Board Game Geek. That helps us out a lot as well. And if you really do enjoy the channel and the content we bring, I'd ask you to please give us a thumb by hitting, I'd ask you to please actually give us a tip by hitting the super thanks button here on the YouTube page. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'd really like to have kids one day. Maybe 2 days, but that's it.
Oh, I can assure you, he does.